I'm Roger from CoreMelt, and obviously a lot of people are interested in and coming up with solutions for automatic transcription, cloud-based transcription. And so our solution is called Scribeomatic. It's still in beta at the moment, but we're going to be opening it up to public beta fairly soon. And what we're doing is we're focusing on not automatic transcription for the sake of closed captions or whatever, but for text-based search for things like unscripted, reality TV, documentary, where you've got a huge amount of dialogue and you just want to be able to really quickly go through it and find the sections you want and then start editing from that. So there's a bunch of different workflows you can use for this. So in this case, we've got a event where we've captured a bunch of clips of an interview and color corrected them horribly just so we can tell the difference between them. Now, what I'm going to do is just drag that into our Scribeomatic app, right? So, which is here, and I can just drag and drop the event in. There we go. So that's just loading. We've got the clips there. And I've set roles, audio roles, so some of it is camera audio, so it's bad quality, and some of it is for proper mic'd Tascam audio. So I want to say dialogue 1, so it'll ignore the other clips with the bad audio. I'm going to say transcribe. Go ahead. So that is now taking the audio from each clip, sending it to the cloud, and coming back with the transcription, which you'll see appearing on the right. Now, once that's finished, I can then either send it back as markers, so that you can search inside Final Cut and jump to sections where there's the dialogue you want, or you can actually build a rough cut edit by selecting sentences and adding them to the timeline in our interface, and then send that back to Final Cut Pro. So I'll just show you these options in a second. This is going to take, let me see, it's going to take like a couple of minutes, but I'm basically transcribing about 2.5 minutes, so it's almost about real time. A little depends obviously on the speed of your network connection and so on. It will support other languages. The first version, obviously, we're focusing on English, but yes, it will support French, German, Tantarian, Dutch. I think so. I haven't tested that. I think that's an option. But obviously, you know, the different cloud-based solutions will work better or worse with other languages because they've had less development done on them. So it may be a case of just us experimenting. See, we actually can talk to Google, we can talk to Microsoft, we can talk to IBM Bluemix, so it might be a case that some solutions are good for English, some solutions are good for Dutch, and we can kind of direct it whichever way. So if it's going to be a subscription-based service, it's going to be based on per minute of transcription. And we don't know the exact pricing yet, but it's going to be competitive with the other solutions out there. So it'll be basically, the basic application will be free, and you'll get like half an hour to test it. And then you'll pay for minutes per month, or by the minute, or 100 minutes per month plan, so on. Yeah. OK, so is that finished? Ah, yes, completed. OK, so you'll see I can just click on a sentence here, and it'll jump to that clip. I can play it.
Ready, you're going to do your documentation. Here's a camera. OK, so there's multiple ways I can do this. Let's say in the first case, I just want to send back the event, but I want it to have all the markers on what we've just transcribed. So I'll just say export and send transcription to Final Cut into this library. And you'll notice there's markers on these ones, which were the ones with the good audio. The other ones we didn't transcribe, so they have no markers on them. So then let's just say, OK, new project, and drop a couple of these clips on. And you can see that I can go to the index. And if I click on here in the index, where it's saying it's going to be a bit different, hit play.
Is going to be a bit different than what everybody...
Right, or you can search for where they say volunteering. Oops, volunteering. How do I spell it? And that will jump. Then I can select that and hit play.
volunteering on an elephant in an elephant.
So again, that could already save you a huge amount of time if you've got 3 hours of dialogue, as often you would do in a documentary, or reality TV where you'll have 130 hours of dialogue. So, okay, the other way you might want to send it back is we actually want to start editing in our program, in Scribeomatic. So let's just say, okay, all you have to do is use a recording device. We'll select these 3 sentences. Click here. Let's put it onto a storyboard. And then let's just go build a few more. Let's have a... Yep. And one more. Let's have a bit of this one. Okay, so this lets you do very basic editing. I can pick these up and change the order. I can delete clips. I can insert ones in the middle. No trimming or anything, of course, because the idea is this is just basically a storyboard or paper cut, right, based on your dialogue. So then I can send back the storyboard. Here we go, send storyboard. Back to this library. And open that up. And you can see that's the clips that I've chosen. And again, when I go to the tags, so again, I can say, okay, recording device.
Recording device dilemma. So I bring it out. And
right, so again, I could search. I can go through and find where they say, for example, being, and play that.
To being able to say there's all of these different...
Now, again, that's all, huge time saver. You can build your edit as many clips as you want. Of course, only one layer at a time, no transitions or anything. It's just, basic cuts edit, but at least you've got to within the a couple of seconds of where you wanted, and then you go through and trim everything. However, the other thing is that most of the time when you're doing this kind of workflow, you'll probably be using sync audio clips, where you're recording the audio separately, at least to get a clean result. Because if you're using camera audio, you're probably not going to get a good transcription result if the camera's far away from the person. I'm going to now make a new project. Okay, sync cut. And we've already got some time ranges we've selected here, so we can drag those down onto the timeline. That bit and that bit. Here we go. And so now I'm going to send that project back. Drag the project across. Here we go. So, yep, here's my sync clips, and now I want to transcribe that. Go ahead. So in this case, it's knowing that the sync clip is a compound clip, so it's ignoring the camera audio and transcribing the actual separate track and keeping them synced together, so when the markers go back, they're still in the correct spot on the actual video, not on the synchronized audio. Right. So basically, it means you can treat a sync clip as any other clip in Final Cut. And the final version will also have support for multicam as well, where you would first of all do your multicam synchronization and then send it to be transcribed, and the markers will come back. We also will have other ways of sending the transcription back. For example, some people might want it as keyword ranges attached to the note, and then a notes field attached to keyword ranges. Some people have asked us to have it being sent back as titles, also going to be possible. And yeah, if anyone wants a different workflow, then we'll be happy to talk about it and say, okay, let's see if we can do that. Okay, so anyway, let's send this back. Let's just get rid of that one. So delete that, and then send back this, send the transcription back. Okay. Okay, so now you can see I've got my my cut. I went back of the sync clips, and again, I can just see in the index here, I can jump to where he says whole development.
Development. He especially tried to avoid questions of finance at all.
Yep, so markers are all back accurately, sync clips, embedded clips, soon coming multicam. Planning for this is that there'll be a private beta probably a couple of weeks from now, so if anyone's interested, they can email me to get onto that. Then a public beta later, probably aiming for public by kind of November But if people want to get involved and start testing, then yeah, please come and talk to me. Okay, thank you. That's our Scribeomatic beta presentation. And yep, come if anyone wants to see anything else, private demo of any of our software, you can come and find me at the back over there as well. Thank you.